Good day everyone. For this video, we will be continuing our examples for analytic geometry from example 26 to example 50. For number 26, what is the radius of the circle x squared plus y squared minus 6y is equivalent to 0? So take note class, yung ating formula or general formula for circle is equivalent to x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equivalent to r squared. So we will just convert this one using completing the square. We have x squared plus y squared minus 6y is equivalent to 0. So i-separate natin, we have x squared, then plus y squared minus 6y is equivalent to 0. For this one, completing the square tayo. 6 divided by 2 squared. So therefore, that is 3 squared. That is equivalent to 9. Ibig sabihin, we will add 9 here and we will also add 9 here. So for this one, wala tayong kakompleting the square. So copy lang natin siya. X squared plus, and eto, yung ating square niya is 3. So lagay natin y, the negative dito. So negative 3 squared is equivalent to, yung 9 natin is 3 squared. So by inspection, yung hinahanap natin is radius. So our radius is this one, which is equivalent to 3. And that is our final answer. Number 27, a circle whose equation is x squared plus y squared plus 4x plus 6y minus 23 is equivalent to 0 has its center at blank. So again, ilalagay natin yung ating general formula for a circle, that is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equivalent to r squared. So separate natin yung mga x's. We have x squared plus 4x, and then dito is plus y squared plus 6y. Then eto, lipat natin sa kabila, magiging positive 23. So completing the square tayo class, we have 4 divided by 2 squared. That is equivalent to 4. And then this one is 6. That is 6 divided by 2 squared. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. Squared mo is 9. So therefore, we will be adding 4 here. We will also be adding 4 here. And dito is, mag-add tayo ng 9. And then sa kabila din is 9. So, our complete square here is yung 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So, positive kasi positive. Ayan. Plus, dito sa kabila, yung complete square natin is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Then, positive. So, positive 3 squared. That is equivalent to 23 plus 4 is 27 plus 9 is 36. So, i-complete square lang natin yung 36 or square root lang natin. I-write natin lahat. X plus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared is equivalent to 6 squared. So, yung hinahanap naman natin dito is yung ating center. And ang center po ng circle is H and it's K. Ibig sabihin po, we have positive 2, pero negative kasi dito, so H natin is negative. Positive 3, pero negative kasi dito, so negative 3. So therefore, this is our final answer. Number 28. The diameter of a circle described by 9x squared plus 9y squared is equivalent to 16 is equivalent to. So for this one class, yung ating general formula pag wala siyang kasamang plus x or plus y, that is simply x squared plus y squared is equivalent to r squared. So therefore, for this one, gawin natin siyang, sulat muna natin. 9x squared plus 9y squared is equivalent to 16. So ang gagawin natin is i-divide natin siya ng 9 lahat. So therefore, magiging x squared plus y squared is equivalent to, so yung 16 over 9 is square root natin using our calculator. We have the square root of 16 over 9 equals 4 over 3. So isulat natin that is 4 over 3 then squared. Take note, ang hinahanap po natin is diameter. Then radius po natin dito is si 4 over 3. So therefore diameter is equivalent to 2r. So that is 2 multiplied by 4 over 3. That is simply 8 over 3. And that is our final answer. Number 29, what is the distance between the centers of the circles x squared plus y squared plus 2x plus 4y minus 3 is equivalent to 0 and x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 6y plus 7 is equivalent to 0. Okay, so again, before we can solve this one, we must first locate their centers. Center ng dalawang circle na to. So, unahin natin to. This will be our circle number 1 and this will be our circle number 2. So, sulat natin yung general formula. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equivalent to our r squared. So, unahin natin to. Separate x squared plus 2x plus y squared plus 4y. Ayan, nakaseparate na yung x tsaka y. Ayan, lagyan natin ng x. Is equivalent to, eto separate din, magiging positive 3 kasi nilipat sa kabila. So, completing the square tayo for this one class, we have 2 divided by 2 squared is equivalent to 1. And then eto, 4 divided by 2 squared is equivalent to 4. So we will add 1 here and then add 1 also here. Dito, the same, plus 4. And then dito din is plus 4. Next is, completing the square na tayo, no? So magiging x, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So, yan yung ating nasa gitna, no? Plus 1, positive kasi positive dito, squared. Plus y, ito is positive. So, positive, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So, therefore, squared. Dito sa kabila, we have 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 4 is 8. So, yung ating concern dito is yung center niya, which is h and k, which is negative 1. I-alter mo lang yung sign, and then ito is negative 2. Kasi negative h tsaka negative k tayo. So, meron na tayong center at our circle 1. Next is our circle 2. We have x squared minus 8x. I-separate natin. Plus y squared minus 6y. Ayan, nakaseparate din siya. Is equivalent to negative 7. Transfer natin sa kabila. So, completing the square tayo, class, we have 8 divided by 2 squared. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then, square mo siya is 16. Dito sa kabila, we have 6 divided by 2 squared. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Squared mo is 9. So, therefore, we will be adding 16 here. 16 din dito. dito is 9, and 9 din dito. So, magiging complete square na siya. X, negative. So, negative dito. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So, 4 dyan. Squared. Plus, yung ating y, negative. So, negative dito. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then, squared. That is equivalent to negative 7 plus 16. That is positive 9. Then, another plus 9. That is 18. So, yung center natin dito is equivalent to H and K pa rin. So, alter lang natin yung sign. That is positive 4 and positive 3. So, meron na tayong 2 points. This is our point 1 and this will be our point 2. So, designate natin class. This is x sub 1 and y sub 1. This is our x sub 2 and y sub 2. So, as you can remember, meron tayong distance formula for 2 points. That is equivalent to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. So, distribute natin lahat. We have the square root of ito, 4 minus ito, negative 1 squared plus y sub 2 natin is 3 minus y sub 1 natin is negative 2. Then close parenthesis squared. That is square root lahat. So we will be using our calculator. The square root of 4 minus negative 1 squared plus 3 minus negative 2 squared. That is equivalent to 5 square root of 2 or 7.07. Sulat natin, we have 5 square root of 2 or 7.07. So, depende na sa ating choices. And that is our final answer. Number 30. The equation of x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 2y minus 20 is equivalent to 0. Describes A circle of a radius 5 centered at the origin. Letter B, an ellipse centered at 2, negative 1. C, a sphere centered at the origin. D, a circle of radius 5 centered at 2, negative 1. So let us try to transform this one into its general form, that is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equivalent to r squared. I-rearrange po natin. We have x squared minus 4x plus y squared plus 2y is equivalent to, transfer yung 20, magiging positive 20. So, completing the square na tayo. We have 4 divided by 2 squared is equivalent to 4. Dito sa kabila, we have 2 divided by 2 squared is equivalent to 1. Ibig sabihin, mag-add tayo dito ng 4, add ng 4. Mag-add tayo dito ng 1, and mag-add tayo dito ng 1. So, completing the square tayo, x. Tapos, ito is negative, so negative. 4 divided by 2 is 2 squared. Plus, dito sa kabila, we have y. Positive to, so positive. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so 1 squared. Sa kabila, we have 20 plus 4 plus 1 is 25. So therefore, rewrite natin lahat, x minus 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared is equivalent to the square root of 25 is perfect, that is 5 squared. So, yung information natin dito, radius natin is 5 and its center at HK is equivalent to, alter natin yung sign, positive 2 and negative 1. Tingnan natin sa choices, ano yung best fitted sa kanya. So, the answer is letter D, circle of radius 5, check, and centered at 2, negative 1, check. So, final answer. Number 31. Find the area in square units of the circle whose equation is x squared plus y squared is equivalent to 6x minus 8y. So, first thing, para makuha natin yung ating area is to find our radius. We have our general equation, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equivalent to r squared. Completing the square natin to, separate muna natin. X squared, eto, transfer sa kabila, magiging negative 6x. Plus y squared, transfer to sa kabila, magiging positive 8y. Then, 0. Completing the square tayo, class. We have 6 divided by 2. Eto, 6 squared. That is 6 divided by 2 is 3, squared is 9. Dito sa kabila, we have 8 divided by 2 squared. So, 8 divided by 2 is 4, squared natin is 16. So, ibig sabihin, we will be adding 9 here, also here, and we will also add here 16 and 16 din dito. So, simplify na natin. We have x, negative, so negative. 6 divided by 2 is 3 squared. Plus, dito sa kabila, we have positive, so positive. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So, lagay natin 4 squared. 9 plus 16 is 25. So, simplify natin. We have x minus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equivalent to the square root of 25, which is 5 squared. So, by inspection, yung radius po natin is 5. Pero yung hinahanap is area, that is pi r squared. Substitute natin pi 5 squared. That is equivalent to 25 pi square units. And this will be our final answer. Number 32, find the equation of the circle with the center at negative 4, negative 5, and tangent to the line 2x plus 7y minus 10 is equivalent to 0. So, first goal po natin dito is to find our radius using our distance formula kasi may center tayo ng ating circle and we have the line which is tangent to the circle. So, yung formula natin, that is radius or the distance formula for a point and a line is equivalent to A x sub 1 plus B y sub 1 plus C divided by the square root of A squared plus B squared. So, dito yan manggagaling sa x sub 1. Ito yung y sub 1 natin. And then take note for this one. We have A x plus B y plus C is equivalent to 0. So, therefore, our A is 2. Ayan siya. Our B is 7. And our C is this one, which is negative 10. So, substitute everything sa ating formula that is equivalent to A is 2, x sub 1 is negative 4. B is 7, y sub 1 is negative 5. Plus C is negative 10. Divided by Sa baba, that is square root of A, which is 2 squared, plus B squared, which is 7 squared. Next, we will be using our calculator. Input natin, class, we have 2 multiplied by -4 plus 7 multiplied by -5 plus -10. Sa baba, we have square root of 2 squared plus 7 squared. So our radius is equivalent to negative square root of 53 or negative 7.28. Sulat natin, R is equivalent to negative, okay lang yan, 7.28. So let's solve for the equation for our circle. We have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equivalent to our r squared. So take note, yung center natin is at -4, -5. So that is the value of our h and k. So therefore, substitute natin x minus -4. So therefore, ilagay natin dito +4 squared plus y minus, pero -5 dito, so +5 squared. So equivalent to, nakuha natin kanina, 7.28 squared. So proceed tayo. Expand na lang natin to and then simplify. So x plus 4, FOIL method tayo. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 4 times x is another 4x. Plus 4 times 4 is 16. Plus another FOIL method. Y times y is y squared. Y times 5 is 5y. 5 times y is another 5y, and 5 times 5 is 25. Dito sa kabila, gamit tayo ng calculator, 7.28 squared, that is equivalent to 52.9984. So round up na lang natin, magiging exactly 53. So isulat natin 53. Then simplify, combine like terms tayo. X squared plus 8x plus y squared plus 10y. Eto, 16 plus 25, that is 41. Then 53, lipat sa kabila. So 41 minus 53 is -12. So pag hindi sigurado, pwede naman ding i-calculator. So therefore, this is our final answer. Pero pag wala sa choices, pwede naman din natin siyang i-rearrange. Magiging x squared plus y squared plus 8x plus 10y minus 12 is equivalent to 0. Final answer. Number 33. 3x squared plus 2x minus 5y plus 7 is equivalent to 0. Determine the curve. As you can observe, yung x lang yung may second degree out of our x and y. So therefore, this is a parabola. Final answer. Number 34. Where is the vertex of the parabola? X squared is equivalent to 4 times y minus 2. So yung general formula ng parabola is x minus h squared is equivalent to 4 multiplied by y minus k, where its vertex is at h and k. So by observation, yung x natin walang katabi, so h natin is 0. And sa kabila, -2 yung ating negative k, so therefore alter natin yung sign, magiging positive. So therefore, this is our vertex. Number 35. Given the equation of a parabola, 3x plus 2y squared minus 4y plus 7 is equivalent to 0. locate its vertex. So, in order for us to locate its vertex, dapat i-rearrange muna natin siya. So, for this one, 2y squared yung ating may second degree. So, i-respect natin, dapat wala siyang katabing constant. So, we will divide everything by 2. So, iuna natin siya, magiging y squared. Then, etong katabi niya, minus 2y. Then, etong dalawa, ililipat natin sa kabila. 3x over 2, lipat sa kabila, magiging 3 or negative 3 over 2x. And then, eto, magiging minus 7 over 2. Let's continue this one by using our completing the square. So, for this one, 2 divided by 2, kasi dito galing. Then, squared. That is equivalent to 1. Ibig pong sabihin, y squared minus 2y, maglalagay tayo ng additional 1. Sa kabila din, we have 3 over 2, x minus 7 over 2, additional 1. So, therefore, meron na tayong complete square, negative. So, negative 2 divided by 2 is 1 squared. Sa kabila, we have negative 3 over 2x minus 7 over 2 plus 1. So, ibig sabihin, mag-a-add tayo ng 2 sa itaas. Magiging 5 over 2. So, rearrange pa din natin. Magiging equivalent to, dapat si x walang katabi. Kasi yung sinusundan natin dito is y minus h squared is equivalent to negative 4a multiplied by x minus k. So, eto, wala siyang katabi. So, i-factor out natin si negative 3 over 2. So, x na lang dito. So, eto din, factor out tayo ng 3 over 2. So, negative divided by negative is positive. And then, 5 over 2 divided by 3 over 2. So, magiging 5 over 2 times 2 over 3. That is equivalent to 10 over 6 or simplify natin, that is 5 over 3. So, pwede din, i-calculator mo na lang yan. That is 5 over 3. So, kapag si y yung h, so therefore, dito sa kabila siya. Pag si x yung k, dito siya sa kabila. So, ang palatandaan na lang siguro is kung ano yung katabi ni x, siya yung x-axis. Kung ano yung katabi ni y, siya yung kanyang y-axis. Okay. So, therefore, for this one, yung k natin is 5 over 3. So, gawin nating negative 5 over 3. Sa kabila, we have our negative 1. Alter lang natin, positive 1. And this is our final answer. Number 36, what is the length of the latus rectum of the curve x squared is equivalent to 2y? So the general formula for our curve, which is a parabola, is x squared is equivalent to 4ay. And its latus rectum length is equivalent to 4a. So for this one, by inspection, yung 4a po natin is 20. So this will be our final answer. Number 37. Find the equation of the axis of symmetry of the function y is equivalent to 2x squared minus 7x plus 5. So para may context tayo, drawing natin siya. Parang ganito siya. And 2x squared minus 7x, ibig sabihin that is concave upward. And then yung hinahanap natin is yung axis of symmetry, which is yung line na nasa gitna which touches our vertex. So therefore, for this one, first thing that we need to find is the location of our vertex. So we must first rearrange this one using our standard equation, which is x minus h squared is equivalent to 4a y minus k. So, in terms of x tayo, kasi si x yung may squared. So, i-rearrange natin to. Y is equivalent to 2x squared minus 7x plus 5. So, lipat natin sa kabila. Exchange natin sila. Magiging 2x squared minus 7x is equivalent to, ito is magiging negative kasi transferred, ito is positive. Ito, transfer sa kabila, magiging negative y plus 5. So, multiply all sides by negative para maging positive to. Then, 1/2 para mawala yung 2 na katabi niya. So, therefore, this will become x squared. Ito, magiging negative 7 over 2x is equivalent to, ito magiging positive y over 2. Ito magiging negative 5 over 2. Next thing, we will perform our completing the square. So, ito, si 7 over 2 divided by 2 squared. So, magiging 7 over 2 divided by 2 is 7 over 4. Lagay natin. 7 over 4 squared. And then simplify natin, that is equivalent to 7 times 7 is 49 divided by 4 times 4 is 16. So, x squared minus 7 over 2x plus 49 over 16 is equivalent to 9 over 2 minus 5 over 2 plus 49 over 16. Ito, magiging complete square siya, x, negative, so negative. 7 over 2 divided by 2 is 7 over 4, so ito is 7 over 4 squared. Sa kabila, we have y over 2, then we will calculate this one. Meron tayong negative 5 over 2 plus 49 over 16 equals 9 over 16. So, sulat natin that is plus 9 over 16. Next thing is, if a factor out natin na dapat yung y is walang katabi. So, magiging 1/2. Yan, ilabas natin siya. So, y na lang siya. Plus, eto, 9 over 16 divided by 1/2. Ibig sabihin, 9 over 16 times 2 over 1. So, therefore, that is 18 over 16. Sulat natin, 18 over 16. Pwedeng masimplify, that is 9 over 8. So, this is 9 over 8. So, take note, class, that yung ating vertex is at H and K. So, therefore, yung H natin dito, yung katabi ng X, that is positive 7 over 4. Alter natin yung sign. And then, yung K natin, yung katabi ni Y, alter natin, negative 9 over 8. So, yung point na yan is eto. This is 7 over 4 and negative 9 over 8. So, as you can see, vertical line siya. So, therefore, this line is x is equivalent to 7 over 4. So, lagay natin dito, x is equivalent to 7 over 4. Cross-multiply natin para maging equation, magiging 4x is equivalent to 7. Transfer natin sa kabila, magiging 4x minus 7 is equivalent to 0. And this is our final answer. Number 38. A parabola has its axis parallel to the x-axis, vertex at negative 1, 7, and one end of the latus rectum, negative 15 over 4, and 3 over 2. Find its equation. So, para may context tayo, class, drawing muna natin siya. This is our y-axis, and this is our x-axis. So, yung vertex niya is negative 1 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, andito. And one of its latus rectum is negative 15 over 4 and 3 over 2. So, nandito banda. Assumption lang yan. So, therefore, yung figure natin is something like this. Ganyan. So, to complete this one, ito yung another side ng latus rectum. So, nandito banda yung ating focus. So, ilagay natin dito, this is negative 15 over 4 and 3 over 2. And this is our vertex, which is negative 1 and 7. So, in order for us to find our equation, kukunin muna natin si A, which is the distance from this point papunta dito na point. So, may clue na tayo. This distance is 15 over 4. Ito siya, papunta dito. Minus ang distance papunta dito, which is negative 1 or 1. So, therefore, this is 15 over 4 minus 1. That is the distance or the length of our A. So, 15 minus 4, that is 11 over 4. Pwede naman ding i-calculator. So, we will be using our general formula for our parabola. This is concave to the left, so therefore yung y yung ating squared. So, y minus k squared is equivalent to negative 4a x minus h. So, etong vertex na to, ito yung gagamitin natin as h and k. So, distribute everything. Y minus k natin is 7 squared is equivalent to negative 4. A po natin is 11 over 4. Then, yung ating x minus h natin is negative 1. So, simplify po natin, magiging y minus 7 squared is equivalent to cancel out. So, magiging negative 11. Then, x, negative times negative is positive 1. So, eto, expand natin siya. Magiging FOIL method yung gagamitin natin. Y times y is y squared. Y times negative 7 is negative 7y. Negative 7 times y is negative 7y. Negative 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. That is positive pala. Sa kabila, that is equivalent to negative 11x. Distribute kasi siya. Then, negative times positive is negative 11. So, let's continue. Let us just simplify this one. Magiging y squared minus 14y, combine like terms. Then, eto, lipat sa kabila, magiging plus 11x. Then, eto, 49 plus 11, kasi transfer sa kabila, magiging 60, which is positive. Is equivalent to 0. So, therefore, this is our equation. Final answer. Number 39. Given a parabola, y minus 2 squared is equivalent to negative 8x minus 1. What is the equation of its directrix? So, para mas madali, i-plot natin to siya. Take note yung y yung squared, and then negative tayo, so it is concave to the left. So, drawing natin siya. Ito yung ating y-axis. Ito yung ating x-axis. Yung ating vertex, kumbaga, is nasa h and k natin, which is nasa positive 1. Ito. And then, ito yung k natin, which is positive 2. So, sulat lang natin yung general formula. Y minus k squared is equivalent to negative 4a x minus h. So, ayan siya. So, we have 1, 1, 2. Nandito yung ating vertex. Then, concave to the left. Ayan. So, yung hinahanap natin is equation of its directrix, kumbaga. So, yung directrix natin is kung ano yung distance natin ng A papunta dito. That is our A. So, try natin. What is our A here? By inspection, yung ating 4A po dito is C8. So, therefore, yung ating A dito is 2. So, eto yung ating directrix. Take note, kanina yung vertex natin is nasa 1, 2. So, therefore, this distance is 1. And this distance, which is our A, is 2. So, therefore, here, papunta dito is 3. So, x is equivalent to 3. And that is our final answer. Number 40. What is the area enclosed by the curve 92 x squared plus 25 y squared minus 225 is equivalent to 0? So take note, this equation or this curve is an ellipse. So yung general formula ng ating ellipse is x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared is equivalent to 1. So therefore, eto rewrite natin 92 x squared plus 25 y squared is equivalent to 225. So nilipat ko lang yung 225 to the other side. So ang gagawin natin, class, is to divide everything by 225 kasi dapat 1 yung nasa right side. So 92 divided by 225, that is, or that can be simplified into 25. So 1 over 25. Pwede mo ding i-calculator para sure. Then 25 divided by 225, that can be simplified into 1 over 9. So therefore, y squared over 9. And then dito sa kabila is equivalent to 1. Drawing natin para may context tayo. Ayan. So, in our ellipse, ayan po, this will be our A. And this will be our B. So, therefore, yung A natin dito by inspection, or A squared muna tayo, is 25. So, therefore, yung ating A is the square root of 25, which is 5. Sa kabila, B natin is 9. Or B squared natin is 9. So, therefore, B po natin is 3. Pero yung hinahanap natin is area. So, the area of our ellipse is equivalent to pi multiplied by our A and our B. That is pi. A natin is 5 and B natin is 3. 5 times 3 is 15 pi. Pwede din natin siyang i-decimal na form, which is equivalent to 15. Then pi is equivalent to 47.12. So, depende kasi yan sa ating choices. Kung wala to, so hanapin mo yung 47.12 square units. And that is our final answer. Number 41. The lengths of the major and minor axes of an ellipse are 10 meters and 8 meters respectively. Find the distance between the foci. In order for us to solve this class, we need to draw this one. So, assumption natin, nasa x-axis or parallel sa x-axis yung ating major axis. Then, minor axis natin is nasa y-axis na naka-parallel. So, same lang din ang lalabas pag baliktad yung ating assumption. So, drawing natin, nandito yung medyo mahaba. Ayan. For this one, ito yung ating mga foci. For example, these are F2 and this is our F1. Then this is our B, which is equivalent to 4. That is 8 meters divided by 2. Then, eto, yung ating A, that is 10 meters divided by 2. So, A po natin is 5. So, yung hinahanap natin dito, distance between the foci, which is from this point papunta dito na point, which is C. So, by theory, same lang daw yung A natin dito sa A natin dito, yung B natin dito, which is yung B natin dito. So, we can use our Pythagorean theorem. So, ipakita lang natin 2A, that is our major axis, is equivalent to 10. So, A natin is 5. Minor axis natin is 2B, that is equivalent to 8. So, B natin is 4. As I have said earlier, gagamit tayo ng Pythagorean theorem. Ito yung ating hypotenuse, which is our A. So, therefore, A squared is equivalent to B squared plus C squared. Yung hinahanap natin is C squared, so transfer natin si B squared to the other side. Magiging C squared is equivalent to A squared. Lipat, magiging negative B squared. Transfer C squared to the other side, magiging square root of A squared minus B squared. So, substitute natin lahat, magiging square root. A natin is 5 squared minus B natin is 4 squared. So, we will use our calculator for this one. That is the square root of 5 squared minus 4 squared equals 3. So, yung C natin dito is equivalent to 3. Final answer. Number 42. Find the major axis of the ellipse x squared plus 4y squared minus 2x minus 8y plus 1 is equivalent to 0. So, for this one, gagawin natin siyang standard equation, which is x minus h squared divided by a squared plus y minus k squared divided by b squared is equivalent to 1. So, depende yan. Pwedeng magkapalit. Try lang natin. So, next step is to separate. We have x squared minus 2x plus 4y squared minus 8y is equivalent to negative 1. So, transfer lang natin yung 1 to the other side. So, eto, before we have our completing the square, set muna natin. Etong 4 dapat is nakaseparate. So, plus 4, open parenthesis, 4 divided by 4 is y squared, negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2y. Is equivalent to 1. So, completing the square na po tayo. We have 2 divided by 2 square is equivalent to 1. So, dito galing yung 2. Kung sa kabila, etong 2 na to, 2 divided by 2 square is equivalent to 1. So, therefore, plus 1 tayo dito, plus 1 tayo dito, plus 1 tayo dito, and another plus 1 dito. Pero take note, may 4 tayo dito, so dapat 4 times 1. Factor out natin to class, magiging x, then negative to, so negative. 2 divided by 2 is 1 squared. Sa kabila, we have plus 4, and then y, negative, so negative. 2 divided by 2 is 1 squared. Is equivalent to negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 4 times 1 is 4. So, next thing, eto dapat walang tabi. So, therefore, we will multiply everything by 1/4 or divide by 4. So, magiging x minus 1 squared divided by 4 plus, cancel out to, magiging y minus 1 squared na lang siya is equivalent to 1. So by inspection, yung a squared natin is 4. Lagay natin. So therefore, a natin is 2. Ang hinahanap natin is major axis. Sabi dito, pag major axis is 2a, so therefore, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. And that is our final answer. Number 43. An ellipse with an eccentricity of 0.65 and has one of its foci 2 units from the center. The length of the latus rectum is nearest to. So for this one class, meron tayong formula sa ellipse. E is equivalent to C over A. That is equivalent to, nakalagay dito, is 0.65. So therefore, C po natin is equivalent to 0.65. Then, transfer natin to the other side times A. So take note, as given, C din natin is equivalent to 2. So therefore, 2 equals 0.65A. So, 2 divided by 0.65, that is our A. And A is equivalent to, calculate natin, 2 divided by 0.65 equals 3.0769. Ilagay natin 3.0769. So given, pag ellipse, B is equivalent to square root of A squared minus C squared. So constant po ito na formula. That is equivalent to the square root. A po natin is 3.0769 squared. And then yung C po natin is 2 squared. So calculate natin to. That is square root of 3.0769 squared minus 2 squared equals 2.338. Ilagay natin, B is equivalent to 2.338. And by our ellipse, latus rectum natin is equivalent to 2b squared divided by A. Substitute 2.338 yung ating B squared divided by A, which is 3.0769. Using our calculator, we have 2 times 2.338 squared divided by 3.0769 equals 3.553. So our latus rectum is equivalent to 3.553, and that is our final answer because that is its length. Number 44. The major axis of the elliptical path in which the Earth moves around the Sun is approximately 186 million miles. And the eccentricity of the ellipse is 1 over 60. Determine the apogee of the Earth. So para mas ma-imagine natin to class, mas maganda if we will draw this one. So we have our x-axis and y-axis. So for example, this is our Sun and this is our Earth and it is revolving na naka-ellipse. So sabi dito sa ating problem, we have from this point papunta sa this point, which is our major axis, that is 186 million miles. So if we will divide that into 2, that is our A. Lagyan natin dito, 2A is equivalent to 186 million. So therefore, A po natin is 186 divided by 2 is 93 million. Pwede ding i-calculator para sure. And then, if we are talking about ellipse, we have E is equivalent to C over A. Constant po yan na formula. So therefore, C is equivalent to E times A. Then, sabi dito, ang ellipse daw natin na eccentricity is 1 over 60. C. So, A natin is 93 million. Ayan. So, C is equivalent to 93 million divided by 60. That is equivalent to 1 over 60 multiplied by 93, 123, 123 million. That is 100, or shall I say 1,550,000. 1,550,000. Next is yung hinahanap kasi natin dito, class, is yung ating apogee. Ibig sabihin yung pinaka longest distance of our Earth. This is our Earth to our Sun. This is our Sun. So therefore, that is A. And then, eto papunta dito, which is our C. So you get the idea. Yung apogee po natin is equivalent to A plus C. That is 93 million plus 1,550,000. Calculate natin. 93 million plus 1,550,000 equals 94,550,000. 94,550,000. That is in miles. And this is our final answer. Number 45. An ellipse with center at the origin has a length of major axis 20 units. If the distance from the center of ellipse to its focus is 5, what is the equation of its directrix? So, to have a context for this one, drawing muna natin. We have our x-axis, y-axis pala, and our x-axis. So, drawing natin, this is our ellipse. And then, ito yung ating directrix. Ayan. So, yung clue natin, class, yung ating major axis, which is A, or 2A is equivalent to 20. So, yung ating A dito is 10. And if we are talking about our ellipse, E is equivalent to C over A. Or, pwede ding A over D. So, for this one, A natin squared is equivalent to C times D. Galing dito na cross multiplication. We have our A, which is 10. Squared is equivalent to C natin is 5. Kasi sabi dito, if the distance from center of ellipse to its focus is 5, it is our C. 5, then D. So therefore, D is equivalent to 10 squared divided by 5. So lagay natin 100 divided by 5. D is equivalent to 20. So from this point to this point is 20. Ibig sabihin po, x is equivalent to 20 dito. Dito sa kabila, another 20, x is equivalent to negative 20 because this is our origin. The equation of our directrix is equivalent to positive or negative 20, and this is our final answer. Lagyan natin ng mga label. Ito yung ating D. Ito yung ating A. So, ito yung ating 2A. Number 46. 4x squared minus y squared is equivalent to 16. Is the equation of A or an blank. Upon inspection, our sign ng ating x and sign ng ating y is different from each other. So therefore, it is opposite in sign. So this conic section is a hyperbola. Final answer. Number 47. The semi-transverse axis of the hyperbola x squared over 9 minus y squared over 4 is equivalent to 1 is blank. So the standard equation for our hyperbola is x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared is equivalent to 1. And by inspection, a squared po natin is 9. So a po natin is 3. B squared po natin is 4. So b natin is 2. Pag sinabi po nating semi-transverse axis, that is the length of our A. So therefore, our answer here is 3. Final answer. Number 48. What is the equation of the asymptote of the hyperbola x squared over 9 minus y squared over 4 is equivalent to 1? Again, for this hyperbola, yung ating general equation is x squared divided by a squared minus y squared divided by b squared is equivalent to 1. So by inspection po, yung ating a squared dito is 9. Yung ating a is equivalent to 3. Sa kabila, b squared po natin is 4. So yung ating b is 2. And if we are finding our asymptote, yung formula po niya is y is equivalent to positive or negative b over a x. So substitute lang po natin, magiging y is equivalent to positive or negative, b is 2, a is 3, x. Rewrite natin siya. Magiging cross multiplication, magiging 3y is equivalent to positive 2x or pwede ding 3y is equivalent to negative 2x. Rewrite natin, magiging negative 2x plus 3y is equivalent to 0. Sa kabila, magiging 2x plus 3y is equivalent to 0. So take note, multiply natin to ng negative 1, magiging 2x minus 3y is equivalent to 0. So this is our final answer. Pwede ding ito. So 2 answers. Number 49. Find the distance between P1, 6, negative 2, negative 3, and P2, 5, 1, negative 4. So for this one class, we will be using distance formula for 3D distances. So that is square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared plus z sub 2 minus z sub 1 squared. Then, yung square root. So, designate natin class, x sub 1, y sub 1, z sub 1. X sub 2, y sub 2, z sub 2. So, distribute everything that is the square root of 5 minus 6 squared plus 1 minus negative 2 squared plus negative 4 minus negative 3 squared. Yung square root. So, input natin to lahat sa calculator. We have the square root of 5 minus 6 squared plus 1 minus negative 2 squared plus negative 4 minus 3 squared. And our distance is equivalent to square root of 11. Ligay natin D is equivalent to square root of 11. And that is our final answer. So to proceed, we have our final question. What is the radius of the sphere center at the origin that passes the point 8, 1, 6? So the standard equation of a sphere which passes through the center or origin at 0, 0 is equivalent to x squared plus y squared plus z squared is equivalent to r squared. So substitute natin, magiging r squared is equivalent to 8 squared, which is our x, y, and z, plus 1 squared and plus 6 squared. So, calculate natin yan. 8 squared plus 1 squared plus 6 squared is 101. Isulat natin 101. So, r is equivalent to the square root of 101. And that is our final answer. So that ends our 50 examples of our analytic geometry. I hope that you have learned something in our videos. Thank you and see you again next time.